Super EZA Kid Buu is a monster. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we have the Super EZA details for the Fizz Kid Buu, probably the most highly anticipated Super EZA of the first batch of Dokkan Fest. We all knew this guy was crazy support back in the day, so it was only a matter of time before he received his Super EZA and became the same relevant support type unit that he once was. And in fact, I think they went even further beyond that with this. So let's go ahead, let's jump in, let's take a look at the translations for his details. Shout out to the homie Gresh, by the way, for putting these up so we can check them out. So let's go ahead, let's hop on in. We got attack and defense 150% and a chance to perform a critical hit, and reduces damage received by 20%. So he's just got base 20% damage reduction right there. That's really good. He also has an additional attack and defense 250%. Wow, that's a big buff. So that's that's 400% attack and defense when performing a super attack. He also gives allies key 2 and attack and defense 50% and super class gain an additional. What? Holy crap. Okay. So he gives 50% support off the bat. Then he gives an additional 10%, so 60% for superclass allies, and 70% for extreme. What? That is crazy. That is 70% support. That is godlike. Holy crap. Now, the condition is you have to be 70% or more HP, which, I mean, to be fair, his team, Majin Power, you're very rarely going to be below that, and even if you are, you will heal it up during these turns because of the way most of the Majin Power units work, right? By the end of the turn, you'll heal back most of your HP, so honestly, that's pretty good. He also gives all allies key 1 and attack and defense 30% and superclass. Oh, no way. Okay, so it's still 40% and 50% if you're below the 70%, but if you're above the 70%, it's 70% support. Holy crap, that is really good. He also has an additional chance to perform a critical hit and reduces damage 20% every time this character receives 2 attacks in battle. Max 40% for both. Oh, wow. Okay, so he could build up the 60% damage reduction once he gets those hits in, so that's really, really nice. He also recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn every time he receives 2 attacks or more. So, I mean, theoretically, this guy is probably sitting in the third slot, floating and supporting. So, to be honest, that's not that bad. Maybe sometimes you won't get that extra 10% because the 2 attacks, because oftentimes third slot usually only has 1 or 2 attacks maybe, so maybe you won't see that, but the rest of the team will still be healing regardless, right? You think like Buu healing at the end of the turn, and other characters on the team who are healing when they're hit. So, I mean, honestly, it's not that big of a deal. I'm really impressed with his support, and I think, honestly, I want to see what his defense numbers are. So let's take a look at, shout out to Halvard here for posting the defense numbers for the Kid Buu. So, turn 1 without support, we're looking at, just under 200k start of turn, and post super is about 669. So I mean, that's not too bad. Now if you are 69% or less, basically no change. However, if you are 70% or more HP, which, you know, if it's turn 1, that's likely what you're going to be at, you're looking at 700k defense with damage reduction. Assuming you get the 2 hits, you'll have once you get those 2 hits, you'll have, what is that, 60% damage reduction and 700k defense. That's not too bad. Add on to that, if you happen to have support on the turn, extra support on the turn with them, you're looking at 800k post super. So honestly, that's not too bad when you include damage reduction. It means he's tanking all normals, and you know, maybe from like a major super, he's taking 200 to 300k, which is livable, and then him and the rest of the rotation are going to go ahead and heal that damage up. So honestly, that's not too bad, all things considered, right? I think like from a Cellmax or Gogeta super, for example, he would survive that with like, you know, I think he would take like 400k from a Cellmax super, which basically means while it won't kill him, you know, it'll leave the team with a little bit less HP, but of course with him being in the third slot, that means the team is going to go ahead and heal that up anyway, so it's really not that big of a deal. So guys, that is it for the video. That is the Fizz Kid Buu's EZA details. He is actually really good, far beyond any expectation I could have had for him, right? He's got damage reduction, he's supporting for 70%. They gave him exactly what we needed him to do, so really happy about that. So guys, that is it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, let us know, what are your thoughts on Fizz Kid Buu's EZA? Is he good enough, or is he the best? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.